The worst ever!
The worst mascot I've ever come across is definitely the Noid. Weird human rabbit alien creature guy that Domino's created.
This is the Noid. He loves to ruin your pizza.
He puts bad toppings on pizza. He was supposed to be like the mascot that you hate. I don't know what his purpose was other than to just annoy you, and it never made me want to buy Domino's pizza. That's a failed mascot right there. And if having a shitty mascot for your pizza company wasn't enough, they apparently thought he was popular enough to get his own game. They had him in this red suit, and he had an N for Noid, but he had these weird like bunny ears. Is he like a human in this suit? Does he have like some sort of weird bunny ears or antenna? Everything to do with the Noid is terrible, and that's why he's a shitty mascot. If I could choose any way for the Noid to die, I would probably, just for the sake of pure irony, have him die in a pizza oven.
The absolute worst mascot I have ever seen has to be Awesome Possum. The first time I played Awesome Possum, I couldn't believe this was someone's attempt at making kids go green. Kinda happy in that era when everything was about animals with attitude, so he was already lagging pretty high behind like motivational characters, but they also brought in the fact that he basically had the equivalent of mob protection enforcers of his little animals when it came to the trivia questions like, you know, here's how you can be a good environmentalist. If you got the question wrong, they were gonna eat you. Awesome Possum had to be one of the first games on a system that had a voice, and the way they used it just...
Awesome, awesome, Kickstarter machine, oh, but
I'm awesome!
Kids always have a sense of like, this is some bullshit. From the moment I started playing Awesome Possum, I knew this guy was some bullshit.
The absolute worst mascot ever is Clippy. He's a tiny little paperclip that pops up on Microsoft stuff, like Word. And he just shows up and is just an asshole the whole time. I mean, you have Clippy and he shows up, he says, hey, did you know you can hold shift to make caps letters? And you're just like, fucking uppercase shit? And you're like, oh shit, Clippy, you can uppercase on a computer? No fucking idea. He's just a condescending twat. Like, Clippy is just a piece of shit paperclip that makes me hate other paperclips. He's so bad. I just fucking hate Clippy. I wish I could kill him, and I ruin paperclips daily because of Clippy.
Mascots are supposed to be memorable. They're supposed to get you to buy whatever it is the people are selling, right? Hey, look at this cool rad guy. Come buy our video game console or video game. He is the next step in your video game world. What the hell is Gex? Why was Gex ever around? He's a lizard with sunglasses. He's green, la-di-da. He's got a remote control. Who gives a flip? He was the mascot of the 3DO, and the 3DO was this horribly overpriced video game console in the mid-90s. If you were to throw down a price tag of $700 today, people would be like, that's absurd. Now throw that back 20 years ago. How absurd is a $700 price tag for a video game console in 1990 whatever? And then you throw on a mascot like Gex on top of it, people can see right through that. Even little kids can see right through how just dumb of an idea that was. He wasn't fast, he had a stupid tail. What do you think a lizard can do? He's gonna whip his tail, of course he is. But that's not good enough to sell me a $699 video game console.
Let me just read you his origin story. Gex is an anthropomorphic teenage gecko living in Hawaii with his mother and siblings. When his father, a NASA employee, is killed in a space shuttle accident, Gex becomes a shut-in, refusing to do nothing except watch television for hours on end in an attempt to refuse coping with his father's sudden and untimely death. Gex's mom gets desperate and gives the TV away to gypsies. Gex soon runs away from home in an outrage and befriends some local punk kids, one of which allows Gex to sleep in his garage. And his mental state deteriorates to the point where he considers an imaginary friend called the mayor as his new best friend. Another death in the family, this time related to an uncle who is noted as being the original model for the Izod clothing company logo. And this has caused Gex's family to obtain a huge inheritance. So Gex uses his share to take all his funds down to Maui, buy a giant TV and all the food he'll ever need, and never have to leave the television again. It seems like the writers of Gex might have had to work out some issues they had of their own.